to each other, same pod.
Yes.
And so this would be very interesting. Again, one thing, if you've read Gerry's articles about this particular limited format, you watch his booster drafts on StarCityGames.com, he said, I'm not afraid to draft green.
Exactly. I was about to say, he is fine with it.
Yeah. He said, I feel that people are drafting green incorrectly.
And if what was going on with John was any indication, green is open at this table. Could be one drafter, could even potentially be 0 drafters. So it'll be interesting to see if Gerry ends up being that green drafter.
So this will be pick one, pack one for Gerry Thompson. Again, remember Aaron Barrett is to his left. We know that Barrett likes to draft, or likes to play aggressive strategies. Unclear if he likes to draft aggressive strategies. And away we go here for Thompson. Complete disregard. One of the cards he pulls forward, Evolving Wilds as well. And you see him bring a green card forward very quickly here.
To Drew Stalwart, possibly the best green common. He's also looking at Evolving Wilds, definitely the most flexible pick in the pack, but he's giving up quite a bit of power level, selecting an Evolving Wilds first over Complete Disregard.
There's also a Barrage Tyrant here. Now, it's easy to just say, I'll take the removal spell and move on with life, and it looks like that's what he's going to do with the Complete Disregard.
That is what I would do also.
Yeah.
I've never strayed away from taking the removal spell and moving on with life.
Well, Thompson is of the same camp, so he started things off with a Complete Disregard. And Gerry T will pick up pick 2 of pack 1. We'll see where he wants to go now.
Malakir Familiar is possibly the best card in the pack and is a nice follow-up to taking a black card first.
Yeah.
It's fine on its own if you happen to fall into a deck like White-Black Life Gain. It's very good.
White-Black Life Gain, a deck that a lot of people like in Booster Draft. Well, it's easier to put together in Booster Draft than Sealed, of course.
And the thing is, even if you don't end up there, that card's just very good.
He will take the Malakir Gatewatch. So, working his way into black. Now, one thing I'm thinking about right now was in that third pack for Finkel, because Gerry would be passing to him in that third pack. Finkel got that Complete Disregard a little bit late. But maybe Gerry never saw that. Now Jerry's going to see another Complete Disregard, however.
So there's 2 ways that this one plays out. One is Gerry suddenly gets cut off from black and has to scramble. Or the other way is black was so deep and so open at this table that both Gerry and Finkel got the goods.
Oh, well, he's got a second Complete Disregard. Has to let the Kallistra Healer go. Maybe it wheels, maybe it doesn't. We'll see.
Not shedding a tear over that one.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of black ally decks to begin with. And again, you're getting a marquee removal spell. Life's pretty good right now for Thompson.
What's next here for Gerry T? 3 good picks to start. Now we might see him move into red-black. There's a Forerunner of Slaughter that's come a little bit late, and he's brought it forward.
The issue here, if I'm in Thompson's seat, is I'm not even sure those green cards are confirmation that green's open. Someone could be taking better green cards in the booster pack than those 2. And Forerunner of Slaughter, at least for me, that situates me for my favorite deck, which Red, Black, Void. I don't know how Thompson feels about it, but I would not give up on it at this point, especially with the cards he's opened on.
Well, he did take the Forerunner of Slaughter. Rush of Ice in the pack, Silent Skimmer. Okay.
Oh, Gerry. Gerry, take me.
I don't think Gerry's biting on the Skimmer. It's pretty far behind some of the green cards he's looking at.
Well, Serene Steward is also a nice way to follow up on the Malakir Familiar. That's another path he could take this. Oh, man.
Took a Stalwart there, I believe.
He's moved in.
It was a green card nonetheless.
He's moved in. Gerry, you'll regret this.
Don't draft me. No. Now there is a Valakut Predator there. If he wants to continue with the black-red or the red-black deck, he's going to take a Kalistria Healer.
And maybe the move at this point is he's going to be a multicolor ally deck.
Yeah. Now, one thing again, if you've kept up with Gerry's content and his thoughts on the format, he tried to stay as open as he possibly can. We know that he's probably base black right now. There's a Bone Splinters. Typically best in green-black.
Although the Beastmaster here, I feel like Thompson is starting to position himself a little bit as a multicolor ally deck.
Okay.
Beastmaster slots in very well there.
One thing about the green cards, Gerry feels like Tajiro Beastmaster is one of the ways to make green work. He thinks that it's underrated. He thinks that people don't take it high enough, and it's something to make the entire green-black or just a green deck in general work. Natural Connection is the card that he's got to the front. And Natural Connection appears to be the card that he's going to take. You mentioned that he might be working his way into a multiple color ally deck.
A Natural Aggression is okay for just 2-color decks with some big stuff. I think Thompson's got bigger aspirations here. I get the sense he's trying to position himself for an ally deck.
That's another Beastmaster, and he's taking that very quickly. This is interesting. He has felt very strongly about the Beastmaster, saying not enough people playing that card, and he's going to take it. Now he's going to take Seek the Wilds. Oh, the review period is going to be fun here and see where this draft goes. Finkel's draft very straightforward.
Yep. Opened a
Gerry's-
good blue card, waited for the second color, drafted them. The end. Thompson?
Patrol. It's
okay,
allies.
yep, he's
It's
allies.
Fertile Thicket, pretty nice late find there.
That is a nice one to get this late for Thompson.
Yeah.
He's going to be at least 3 colors.
Another Beastmaster, but he's going to take a natural. Okay, he's going to take the Beastmaster. Either one of those is good in his deck.
The thing is, I think at this point, when you see those 2 cards last,
Yep.
you know you're in the clear. Thompson's going to have his pick of the litter when it comes to the green cards.
Yeah, this is a little bit interesting on exactly what he does want to do here with this deck through pack 1. Okay, now you see a lot of green cards here. Now the Forerunner of Slaughter, it looks like that's out of here.
I think that's off the table.
Yeah. The McKinney Patrol, maybe potential splash, pretty easy to splash, but it looks like he's a green-black deck. Very interesting stuff here for Thompson. There's a Nissa's Renewal. That was the first green card that he took.
Yeah, that was the move.
Nissa's Renewal. That was the move in.
This is not what I would have done with the draft, but I'm much more interested in watching Thompson's draft than what my draft would have been here.
Oh, yeah.
I would have been red-black cards. Thompson's going for broke.
See, one thing people forget about Gerry, he's known as like this data mining, constructed mastermind. Both of his, he's got 2 Grand Prix wins, 1 constructed, 1 limited, but he's got more limited Grand Prix top 8s than he does constructed top 8s. And he might be adding a plated Crusher. Perhaps a Breaker of Armies. He's looking at 2 very expensive cards. This pack not all that exciting. Also, maybe considering Giant Mantis. A lot going through his mind here, you can tell.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Thompson would just have loved to receive any reasonable ally here. Doesn't look like that's an option. But his deck, if he's playing 3 colors and already has all these Beastmasters, he might be playing a late game regardless. So one of these expensive drops, like Breaker of Armies or Plated Crusher, could be where he goes.
He might be taking that white card.
And Circling Fissure is very good. If he's sure he's going to be white, that's the commitment at this point. You had to be pretty confident you're going to be playing white as one of your colors. I think it's objectively the most powerful card you can select there.
All right. And Circling Fissure is a selection. Retreat to Emiria. Very quickly move forward. So maybe it's green, white, splashing complete disregards now.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe that's what it is.
Well, he's also got the healer, and if he's able to get enough allies, that could be worth a splash.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where does the draft go next?
Yeah. Maybe Thompson ends up cutting the black if red allies becomes... there's a lot of ways this can go right now.
Yep. Remember, there were some late Resolute Blade Masters.
Yep.
Let's see what he pulls forward here. Hedron Archive at the front right now. There's Sheer Drop. Gideon's Reproach in there. Emiria Shepherd, which we know Finkel got very late, so that won't be Gerry's selection, I believe.
I think that Sheer Drop is the safe choice here. The Druid is the go for broke choice. And the Archive may be the selection here if Thompson feels like he's just going to be eventually moving into an Eldrazi's.
Oh, he's going to take the Archive.
I think that my selection there probably would have been Sheer Drop, but that gives Thompson, the Archive, more archetype flexibility. Now Eldrazi are on the table for him as well.
Smite the Monstrous, Lifespring Druid. this is interesting now. There's also a turn against in the pack, but it doesn't look like he's anywhere near that. Lifespring Druid.
I like this pick here. Just keep as many doors open as possible. Allow your mana to goof grab any random rare that comes down the pipeline.
A Demon's Grasp is in there. A Fertile Thicket. We saw him get one of those very late in pack 1. Bringing a lot of different cards forward here. Maybe even a Rot Shambler is under consideration. Looks like it is Rot Shambler. The twists and turns of the draft. I don't know where he's going to go next.
Yes.
What's this pack bring? There's another Lifespring Druid, an Unnatural Aggression, a Natural Connection.
I feel like thus far the packs have broken pretty bad for Thompson. Pack 1 gave the indication that both green was open and allies were open, and he hasn't gotten paid off in pack 2.
Well, Lifespring Druid is a selection here, so now he's got 2 of those.
I think at this point, Thompson is trying to position himself to be able to play anything, take and play anything good that happens to come down the pipeline in pack 3.
Territorial Batloth has arrived. Gruesome Slaughter. Giant Mantis. He'll take the Mantis. Defend himself against the air a little bit.
Also probably the best card in the pack if you anticipate putting some Eldrazi's in your deck. It's the best blocker.
There's a Breaker of Armies.
The problem is there's competition here. It is not Breakers and Army and nothing. Gideon's Reproach is quite good, and Ghostly Sentinel is as well.
Yeah, he's going to take the Sentinel. What's next here for Gerry T? Played a Crusher, which has come all the way around, as has another copy of Giant Mantis. The Crusher is going into the deck.
Thud. So that card's not the easiest for Thompson to cast, even though he's base green, because he's probably going to be at least 3 colors.
Plummet. That'll be the choice.
The foil island's still floating around
Yeah,
somehow.
how's everyone so rich? I don't understand.
Just have money to burn.
Lifespring Druid number 3. Reclaiming Vines, maybe. Nope. I'm going to take a black card. Swell of Growth. Means he'll pass Eldrazi Devastator. And he'll get to see his last card, which is Crumble to Dust, which does not see very much limited play. So now he's going to have to separate some cards. I'm curious what the plan is. A lot of green cards over there. Looks like he might be green-white.
I think the first plan is take some allies and create a multicolor ally deck. That would be the hope.
Okay.
The backup plan here, with all the druids he has at this point, is just find randomly powerful cards and cram them all together. His mana can support a lot of different stuff right now.
Okay.
But I still think with Retreat to Emeria and the Beast Callers and so forth, he would prefer to be an ally deck. And with the mana fixing he has, he can really take any ally. I mean, he probably can't play a full 5 colors at this point, but if he played 4, white, green, black with a touch of red or blue, that seems feasible to me. So
I guess it just depends on what the packs bring.
yeah, Thompson's deck right now, to be honest, is a bit of a mess, but he's in a position to go in a lot of different directions and respond to powerful cards that get passed to him.
It could clear itself up very quickly.
Yes.
He'll lay out his pack here. Pack 3, the very important one. It was very kind to John Finkel. Will it be kind to Gerry Thompson? That's the question.
Remember that late disregard that Finkel got? I mean, this pack might be very good for him.
He's brought Call the Scions up very quickly. Looks like he's brought forward to Drew Beastmaster again. It looks like it's going to be something green. interesting to watch. Wonder what's going through his mind right now.
Well, call helps with the Beastmasters, both getting him into play and having some stuff in play when he does have a Beastmaster. Seems like a fine pick here.
Okay.
Not what you're hoping. Pick one when you're in a position to take cards out of any color.
Stasis Snare, an interesting find. Orange Reef Invoker there. Smite the Monstrous in the pack. Stasis Snare the selection, though. Hard to pass up on removal.
Yep, one of the better non-rares.
Yep.
Pretty easy pick.
That's an easy selection. Let's see what pick number 3 of pack 3 is going to bring. It's a wild deck right now, but it could really clear itself up. So I think this is the complete disregard pack. Perhaps. Nope, there's a Transgress the Mind. No complete disregard. Eyeless Watcher.
Again, same deal as before. Just something to get them to the Beastmaster, something to synergize with the Beastmasters once they're in play.
Got it.
And Thompson's curve was not great going into this. Yeah, he has a very good top end. He has some mana acceleration, but he's got some gaps at 4 and 5.
Sure.
So I think he's in the market for that stuff.
Okay, I can see where he's going now, maybe, because this was, we'll see. Well, this was the pack that had Brood Butchers in it.
Well, Unified Front is synergistic with his ally strategy, but at this point, his deck may be closer to tokens plus Beastmaster.
Well, it's Unified Front.
Okay.
He's taking that.
I mean, it's also good with the Beastmaster in the same way that Brood Monitor is, but he does have some token synergies, and Beastmaster plus Unified Front is a combo.
Yep.
That is a combo.
There's a Royal Spout.
Well, this is the big test here. Does Thompson feel like his mana is good enough at this point to sort of just take and cast Royal Spout? It might be. In terms of raw power, nothing in the pack is close.
He's taking the Spout.
This card may or may not end up in the deck.
Okay.
There's no guarantee of it. But the power level is so much higher than any other option. And Thompson's mana base is in a pretty good spot that it could end up in the deck.
Courier Griffin to the front.
Yeah, solid playable for a spot in his curve where he's got some weakness. Seems like an easy pick to me.
He's going to take that one. All right, what's next? Another Beastmaster there. He's already got a couple of those. Fortified Rampart to buy some time.
Yeah, I think Thompson feels like the top end of his curve is pretty well taken care of at this point.
Okay.
Needs to shore up the early game. Also, it's probably not going to be the last Beastmaster he sees, honestly, with how open green has been.
Mm-hmm.
As if on cue.
Yeah.
He gets another shot at it if he wants it.
You couldn't say it any better.
If anyone else opened a Beastmaster, there's another Beastmaster for him to take if he wants it. So he can afford to take the wall with the previous pick.
Nobody takes the card. No respect at all.
There's another one.
This is mono Beastmaster control here.
I think I would take Demon's Grasp. Okay, yep. And do you need the 6th one at this point? You're probably starting to cut them, so might as well take the removal spell. Demon's Grasp may not even make the cut either, but at least it's a sideboard card, and I don't think you're ever boarding in the 12th Beastmaster.
Another Courier Griffin, Oran Reef Invoker. He's going to take the Invoker here. Something good early and late.
Yep. For all of his mana acceleration, he doesn't have a lot to do with his mana at the top end. I don't think he's got any Eldrazi of note. He's only got the Plated Crusher, really. So he's in the market for a mana sink.
Giant Mantis, the selection.
A good defensive draft here.
Is that the Reckless Gobert?
Take the ally out.
Okay.
Good defensive draft.
Unnatural Aggression. And an Inspired Charge. That's going to end the draft there for Gerry Thompson. So. All right, Mr. Sullivan. What the heck did we just watch?
Well, I think Thompson did what he could to be as flexible as possible. In much the same way that Finkel did. They just had different philosophies where John opened up a good blue card, settled, waited, and then it determined black was open. Thompson moved a little bit sooner than that to move into green, but there was no obvious second color for him to take besides green, and he's mentioned that he likes the green card, so there you go. I like what he did in Pack 2, which was he really started prioritizing mana fixing because his deck was in a bunch of different directions. It sort of had an ally thing going on, but there was not a clear theme, and there was no clear bomb to direct his draft. So we took the mana fixing in a hope that he could respond to however the packs broke in Pack 3. Any bomb was really on the table for Thompson to take at that point. And you saw him, he could just take a Royal Spout. He had taken no blue cards before that point.